Life is like a roller coaster. Did you know that? It can go on for a long time with continual twists and turns. Sometimes you can see the twists and turns coming, and sometimes you can't. The ride of life can be somewhat calm and gentile for a while, and then all of a sudden it can get a bit crazy and seemingly out of control. Many people have been on a real roller coaster ride of some type, and you can find these rides at various amusement parks, including Disneyland, Six Flags, and other places. The one main thing about a roller coaster that is true of all rides is that it will eventually come to an end, and then you get off and are back to reality, your daily life. If you want to get back on that roller coaster ride, then you can do that and ride it all over again as many times as you can handle it. Amusement parks can be a lot of fun and a great way to get some thrills and also relax and enjoy the surroundings. Our lives are like that too. Thrills, danger, relaxation, and enjoyment. When it comes to our individual lives, all of our personal roller coasters are different. Some of them reach great heights, some barely get off the ground. Others have unexpected sharp turns, while others go in circles and loops, rarely straightening out. Each of us is on a different life ride. The billions of human lives which exist at any one time here on this planet have their own individual tracks of life. While we are all on our life ride, we have our own individual thoughts and experiences, just as we do our own individual fingerprints, because we are all unique. Unfortunately, many of us are so focused on what we are doing here while we live our day-to-day lives that we don't really think about what will happen to us once this earthly human ride is over. The world does not want us to pay attention to what comes next. But there is one thing for sure when it comes to life. Unlike a roller coaster at an amusement park, or maybe a fast motorcycle ride down the street, once the personal ride of our lives is over, we cannot take it again. The ride will eventually come to a permanent end, and then we will be done, forever. The passing of time is a strange experience because we cannot feel time, and it just sneaks up on us when we aren't paying attention. Just like the wind, it is totally invisible unless you look in the mirror or to outward signs. Other people may have a lot of their life ride remaining and will experience many more unexpected twists and turns. Although we can still enjoy our personal life ride while we are on it, we know for sure that we will soon be slowing way down and the end of our ride will be here soon. And that makes many of us sad. We look at our families and friends who are riding on their tracks of life and we want more time with them. It's knowing we cannot get back on the ride of life after it's over, which is difficult to think about. And it can be depressing for many of us. But maybe there is more to our existence on this relatively short ride of life than what we see here in this mortal life. Maybe in eternity, there will be more life for us instead of a dark pit of death. Or do we just fall off the ride of life into darkness forever? Would you like to get on a new ride after this life is over? Something which will last forever. That's an extremely long time, and give you a beautiful and fulfilling, never-ending experience like you could never imagine. Did you know that none of us will automatically wind up in a place called heaven, or on some planet as gods, or being part of an ethereal entity in space, or just moving through an eternity that is good because we think we deserve it? None of those things will just automatically happen, assuming they happen at all. Humans also have ways of hiding or covering up the bad things they do or say. It happens all the time and people keep secrets from each other. But who is counting and keeping score of what you do or say? The one chance we get at riding on the tracks of our lives will eventually come to a permanent end, and we will not be able to get back on that ride ever again. The roller coasters of life will keep operating for other people who are still on their own individual tracks. But our ride will be over once we die. Do you worry about that? Do you think about it and wonder about what comes next after this earthly life is over? You should not be careless or cavalier in your attitude towards your coming death due to old age, sickness, an accident, war, or other things. Truth and eternity do not care about your devotion to or your sincerity about your personal beliefs if they are not true. There are more than 30 different religions and denominations out there. Maybe you are religious and pray and are involved in religious rituals. But if what you believe about your religion or faith is not actually true, then you are either praying to nothing or believing in a false god or myth, or you have not found the truth yet, assuming you are looking. If you seek a heaven or an eternal good place to land after this life is over, you will never have assurance of where you are going next unless you seek and find the truth now. When it comes to your place in eternity, there can only be one truth because there are not many truths about eternity. Eternity does exist and it is coming for all of us, and you and I will be there one day. Water, air, and light are absolutely necessary for human life, and those elements need to be exactly the way they exist for us to survive on this planet. Likewise, for us to enter into an eternity that will get us beyond a dark pit of death, we need to have the exact formula and knowledge to enter into an eternity of beauty, security, and an assurance that will give us eternal light and colors forever, instead of a dark eternal pit. We all should be sure to stop and smell the roses while we are on our life rides and to appreciate what we have now. But we also need to seriously prepare for the day we get off this ride when it comes to our eternal future. Where will you be when this life ride is all over? Do you know for sure, or are you gambling with your future and just taking your chances? Of all the questions or situations you can deal with in your life, your personal eternity is of most importance. Don't let it take you somewhere you do not want to go, because you have a choice right now on how that will occur. Eternity does not have to be like our earthly lives. It can be entirely different and likely will be. No one should suggest we should not worry about it. That's easy for them to say, but sad if it ends badly. Perhaps there is a religion or faith who really does have the true answers to these eternal questions. Nevertheless, there are no eyewitnesses in this life who we can ask about eternity and reality of it, because none of us who are alive have ever been there. Should we really be worried about what comes next once we enter into eternity? All religions have a different answer for that question. Are any of them right? When it comes to the world religions and denominations, they are all distinctly different from each other and have opposing beliefs and answers to life's eternal questions. If you want to know more about religions and beliefs and find out how different from each other they really are, check out my blog post and videos on these various religions and what they actually believe. You might find it fascinating and educational. At the end, when life is over, it won't matter if you were famous, had billions of dollars, owned big companies and homes, drove fast cars, ate at the finest restaurants, or prayed 10 times a day to some distant god. It won't matter if you traveled the world, invented some incredible technology, were a physically strong person, or were a great world leader. If you do not know for sure what happens to you after you die, and you are just going to take your chances, roll the dice, and think that you somehow deserve to be in an eternal heaven, then all is hopeless for you. You should be very frightened of your eternity to come if you are just guessing or you think you deserve it. Eternity is literally forever, and it will make this mortal life look like you were never here. Time is of the essence and growing shorter every day. If you are an older person, then you already know how fast that time has gone for you. If you had a choice, which way would you want it? Darkness forever, or more light and colors forever? I strongly recommend that you seek out the real, absolute truth now while you are on your life ride, or you will not get another opportunity after that. Want to know more? Please ask me.